you are not new here, then you've probably been waiting on whether or not I've got my second period. And the answer is hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Emily and I've been sharing my journey through healing from hypothalamic amenorrhea, or HA. And if you are not new here, then you've probably been waiting on whether or not I've got my second period. And the answer is yes, and I'm really excited about it. So I got it yesterday. So that means that my cycle from my first period to my second period has been a 23-day cycle. So I woke up, actually it was really light the night before and I wasn't sure if it was an actual period or just like a little bit of spotting. Woke up the next day, it was there, she's back, very excited about it. So 23-day cycle, which is indicative of LPD, which is a luteal phase delay, which means that from the time of ovulation to when actually getting my period is shorter than normal. So it would indicate that it's about 9 days. I'm not really sure when I ovulated to be exact, but a healthy or typical ovulation luteal phase is 10 to 14 days. And I want it to be longer because you want it to be longer, especially if you eventually want to have a baby, because if you have a short luteal phase, it can increase your risk of miscarriage or just not being able to conceive generally. The good thing is LPD is really common with people going through HA, and hopefully it just rectifies itself as I keep getting my cycles. It's not really anything that I need to super worry about now because we're so early in this journey. One thing or two things that I am doing though, which has been shown to have a good effect on this, is taking vitamin C every single day, 750 milligrams, and also taking a daily dose of flaxseed, so 10 grams. So I'm just going to be adding that into my daily routine. I love doing that because it's not actually expensive to do, and it's not, you know, see a GP, you can just go grab it from the supermarket really. So that's what I'm doing to hopefully increase my luteal phase for next time. But it's here. It's also heavier than it was last time, which is really exciting. Still no more cramps or anything like that. That's all pretty stock standard for me. I never used to get crampy when I got my period, but I can't believe it's actually back. Like, my body is actually working and I'm just freaking loving it right now. It's amazing. So I'm having a very good day right now. It's great. I want to talk about a couple of the other symptoms that I'd mentioned in my initial HA video that I haven't touched on again to see if they've changed or not. And one was my bladder control. It was out of control. I was getting up to wee sometimes 7 times a night, and I've had poor bladder control my entire life. I had no idea that it was connected to not having a menstrual cycle at all. Estrogen is like the mightiest hormone of all, and you need it to even improve your bladder. Who knew? So I now sleep sometimes 10 hours. Yeah, I'm sleeping 10 hours some nights. It's great. My body is really resting, but 10 hours without needing to go to the toilet. And that is unbelievable to me. And that's really healed itself in a really short amount of time. So that's just another thing that's like keeping me on track to keep going when those days are really tough. So my bladder control is incredible right now, and if you have poor bladder, I feel you. It's been my entire life, but I don't get up in the middle of the night to wee anymore. I just sleep solidly. I'm definitely not cold anymore, which is fantastic. I am like, actually, if anything, I'm really hot at the moment. We're heading into summer in Australia at the moment, so the weather is heating up, but I'm finding that I need to be wearing like very loose clothing all the time because it's just way too hot for me at the moment, which is great. I have been to my sex drive before and it's definitely improved. I feel like it might even go up a little bit more, but this feels like where we kind of used to be in our relationship and where my sex drive was with myself. And it's just so good to have that back, because it really was affecting our relationship. Not in the sense that, you know, my partner was angry at me or anything. Michael's fantastic, but I was feeling guilty for not wanting to have sex. And it's a really big part of anyone's relationship, I suppose. And when you don't want to do that, you start to believe there's kind of something wrong with you. And well, there was. Hormonally, I was not wanting to do that. But that really seems to fix itself now, which is fantastic. And I'm really happy about it. Physically, I feel really great. Like, I'm in a really good spot. I feel lighter, even though I'm heavier, but I feel like not anxious about things as much as I was before. I just feel like life feels easier at the moment. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but it just feels better. and everything seems to be kind of I'm just going about my day with more ease, which is really, really nice. I'm still focused on food, but in a different way, because I want to make sure that I am eating all the time and continually fueling my body, but I'm not fixated on it in the sense that I'm, thinking about the food that I can't eat, or I'm thinking about when I can eat or restricting in that particular way. It's really just like, girl, go and eat something. And I do. And some days it feels really effortless, and some days it's really tricky, because obviously there is this fear that I'm just going to keep eating and eating and eating and eating, and I'm not even going to be able to fit through my door. I know that sounds dramatic, but I know a lot of you feel the same way too. But I can already tell that the amount of calories I'm consuming is decreasing each day just a little bit. Some days it's higher again, but it is just going towards that little bit of the holy grail of intuitive eating a little bit. It sounds insane, I know, but who knew you could actually intuitively eat? I sure as hell didn't. But I feel like each day it's becoming a little bit easier just to navigate what I feel like eating and what I don't want eating, and not feeling guilty about eating it or having seconds or thirds, or, having granola for dinner. Like, who cares? Just eat what you feel like. It's a very weird concept, but I think it's working, and I'm starting to balance out a little bit. Generally, just feel a lot happier. My sister even said that I was more grounded, which is like the greatest compliment for me ever. So thank you, Caitlin. It is fantastic. And I do feel that in my soul and my being as well. I just feel more comfortable and more settled too. So that's really, really comforting to hear that it's not just about getting your period. That's such a tangible goal to work towards, but you gain so much more when you really start to fuel your body correctly and just listen to what it wants and what it wants to do. And for everyone out there who is obsessed and addicted to exercising, I did cut it all out completely, except for about a 3-kilometer walk most days. At the moment, that's still exactly what I'm doing, and I don't plan on increasing any of that until I've at least had 3 cycles. So I really don't want to mess anything up. I just want to give my body time to heal, time to recover. It's actually now much easier than I thought it was. At the beginning, it was really, really challenging not to exercise. Some days I definitely want to go for a little bit of a run or do some weights, but I'm just, now is not the time for that. Now is the time to rest. I have to treat this process as if I was healing from an injury, a physical injury. Even if I'd hurt my knee and it felt completely better, it's still only 80% healed on the inside. So you just have to give it time, even though you're feeling great. So I'm feeling great, but I still need to give my body time. I'm still eating a lot of food, even though I just said before I can feel it going down. I think there were 2 analogies that really helped me to understand this process of going from restriction to like food freedom, intuitive eating, this whole like balance of life. And one of them was like a pendulum. And if you can imagine like letting a pendulum go, it has to swing really far to the other side until it slows down and settles in this happy medium space. So right now, like I was up here with like restriction. I had set times that I was allowed to eat, set foods that I was allowed to eat, so many food rules, and now I've let them all go. So I've just, I have swung completely to the other side, and it's really freaking scary. But some days it's actually really nice. It's actually really nice just to be able to go and eat whatever you want and just to not care. So that is where I am, right up here. And eventually we'll come back down. But every day I can feel it going down a little bit and a little bit. The other analogy that I heard was air. So imagine if you've been held underwater and you've had a lack of oxygen, and then when you come up for a breath, you don't just start breathing normally again. You're gasping for air because your body has been denied that for so long, and it needs it quickly. So that's kind of the same process here. We've been underwater, we've been restricting our bodies for so long, and we haven't been allowing them to be fueled properly on what they want. And then we start giving them that. It's going to take it all in as quickly as it can before it actually starts to regulate and to eat in a more intuitive, balanced nature. So we are hopefully going to get there soon. That would be nice, but I'm just trying to go with the process. I mentioned the last video, weight gain. It's still something that plays my mind a lot, but I am doing so much inner work to really catch up the mental healing to the physical. So I feel like physically I'm healing a lot faster than mentally, and mentally we just got to put in a little bit of extra work as well. So we're dancing around and we're showing off my new body. and we are just trying to like love and embrace all this weight gain. For me, it still means no booty, which is very frustrating. Lots of people say that they get a bum. I do not. We all gain it differently. Me, it's like my tummy, my boobs, and my back, and my face. But we're going with it, and we're really just trying to embrace it. Trust me, some days, most days, let's be real, most days are still really shitty. But today is a fantastic day and I just feel great, probably because I got my period and I feel like everything's working. But it comes and goes, you know, ebbs and flows, and hopefully there'll be more positive days and negative days soon the more I put the work in. But at the moment, I'm just trying to be not judgmental of myself and just feel what I want to be feeling. So that's where we're at. We are still going hard on this journey and still putting in the work, but I know that every single one of you can get to this point as well. I still have so much more work to do. I feel like it's going to be a never-ending process, but we're getting there, and I feel really good, and I know you can feel this way as well. So please don't give up if you are just starting on this journey and it feels really hard. It is really hard. I feel you. I empathize with you. I was you. I still am you. But keep going and keep putting the work in, because you can do it and you can recover and you can get there. It's just going to be pretty uncomfortable at times, but it's so, so worth it. I put a lot of content up about this on my Instagram channel, as well as daily life and family things. So please feel free to follow me along at Sonsi_life there too. And you can check in with me, message me if you want. I'm more than happy to respond to anyone. Please don't forget to like and subscribe below as well on my YouTube. Otherwise, enjoy your beautiful day, and I will chat to you soon.